You clicked on this video probably because you're wondering how I can help you become more productive, or you're just wondering how I make myself more productive. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today, how you can do that. Now, before we get into all that, I do want to introduce a shift in your mindset. And this is something that I learned in a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And that's the difference between proactivity and productivity. Productivity is you're getting things done, and productivity is you're getting the right things done. So whenever you're doing something, it might make you feel good, but you could just be doing it just to be productive instead of being proactive. So whenever you're doing something, ask yourself, is what I'm doing proactive? And don't lie to yourself. So we're going to have Austin in this video because basically we do the same exact things to maximize our productivity. We have the same systems. We do them a little bit different, but we both got some insight on it. So we're actually going to introduce our systems backwards. And you guys understand what I mean whenever we start doing them, but basically we're going to start from the night and then we're going to go into the day, because basically we're going from most important to least important. So the first system and the most important system we're going to mention is actually done at night, and that is planning out your days the night before. And honestly, this is probably the most important system to put in your life. You don't want to go the next day not knowing what you're doing. You don't want to have to waste your energy to find out what you're doing. You just want to be able to have it all out when you wake up and just do it, man.
So the idea is similar to when you're creating a workout routine. So when you go into the gym and you just kind of figure out what you're doing there, you have, I guess, mental bias. It's almost like your mind subconsciously chooses something that it wants to do rather than what it should do. So creating your workouts before you work out will allow you to actually have an effective workout. Same correlates to having an effective day. When you create your routine the night before, you put what you should do and what you must do rather than what you want to do and what you think will be okay.
You want to have a plan or a list of what you're doing the next day, because that'll be able to mentally prepare yourself by doing that night before. And also, you don't have to think about what you're going to do. You don't have to have that bias that he's talking about in the gym, because that also correlates to real life as well. And also, you get a hit of dopamine whenever you cross out something off your list. By the way, I recommend you stay until the end of this video, because we're actually going to show you how to start implementing all of these systems strategically so that you don't overwhelm yourself and just stop as soon as you try. Now that brings us over to our second most important system that we have in our life, which is we have a morning routine that we execute on every single day. To put it simply, following a daily morning routine and actually doing it every day, it sets you apart from everybody else, because you're mentally preparing yourself for your day and also physically preparing yourself. And also, I do want to point out that whenever you implement something constantly and at the same time every day, you're gonna have an emotion that attaches itself. Your brain naturally attaches itself to whatever you're doing. It attaches an emotion to it. So, and that emotion in this case, which isn't an emotion, but I don't even know what the fucking emotion is that you call it, but it's mental preparedness. So you'll literally be mentally prepared for your day if you have a morning routine. And depending on what you do in your morning routine, it'll help you grow. And now that brings us to my morning routine. I highly encourage you to create and follow a morning routine. It can be the one I did. You can copy it. Just over time, you'll naturally be able to change it, because you might not have a clue on what your morning routine should be right now. So if you look at mine, get a little inspiration. I got you. So I start off my morning by getting up at 6:30 a.m. every single day. I get up at the same time. I then write my dreams. There's a power behind writing your dreams. Then I pray. I brush my teeth. I take my dog Grizzly out, aka Gluey. Get a glass of water. I make my bed. And then I do my SBA worksheet, which probably none of y'all have that, because it's just a course that I bought and something I learned through it. Then after that, I meditate. Then I journal. And by saying journal, it's specific, but I've been doing it for such a long time that it's automatic for me, and I don't have to write down every little thing I do. But for your case, I'll tell you what I do. I write something I'm grateful for and why. I then write a positive experience I had the day before. And the third thing I write is I write my values, and then I write a video idea and an IG post idea, and then I write my goals. And after that, I read the Bible, 2 chapters, they're little ass chapters, so it ain't even a long time. And then I read 1 chapter of a current book I'm reading, and the time of that varies, because chapters have different lengths and shit. And then you might be thinking, God damn, this shit long, but it is long as fuck. It takes me like 2 hours to do everything, 1 to 2 hours. That's still pretty fucking long, but You can just make yours simple. Make it short and simple to start. So the final system you implement in your life, and this one actually ties up everything together because it's more of just an action that you do rather than a system, but that's visualizing. And this is basically manifesting at night right before I go to sleep. I spend about 5 to 10 minutes just visualizing my goals, which for you guys, I want y'all to visualize you doing your systems. Just visualize yourself doing these systems, just visualize the entire process, and that's your part of goal. That's your part of goal right there. So now let's go over how you can actually implement all these systems in your life without stressing and overwhelming yourself. Because if you do that, you're just going to quit them all because it's just too stressful. It just overwhelms you. So here's the secret. You want a progressive overload. This term is usually referred to in fitness, but it fits perfectly in what I'm about to describe. That's why I'm using that. So I want you to go get a sheet of paper. Pause this video real quick. Go get a sheet of paper so you can write down notes, because if you don't, you're probably going to forget it all. This will be a week-by-week process. So write down week 1 on your sheet of paper. So for the first week, you want to plan your days, and when you do this, don't make them super long if you've never done it before. Just make it simple stuff, short stuff, easy stuff to do. Like vacuuming your house, making your bed, doing the dishes. This stuff that you probably already should be doing. Just write it down so that you get into the habit of literally just writing down your stuff. And even though you did just simple things, you still completed it and was able to cross everything out. And that is what's good, because that'll build a positive emotion towards planning out your days and doing that, rather than you trying to start doing a bunch of shit and then you don't get it done and you're like, fuck. So it just builds a really positive connection with it. And as the week goes on, add a little bit more each day. Add one more little task. If you're feeling strong, add 2. Add a big thing that you need to do, and eventually you'll get to a point where it's super effective. So now I'll go ahead and I want you to write week 2 on a sheet of paper. So once week 2 comes, you want to start writing a morning routine. So right after week 2, create a morning routine and follow it every day. And not planning your days, just make it simple. Make it something like get up at 7, make your bed, and take a deep breath. Go outside, something like that. Brush your teeth. Make it, step-by-step thing, really detailed. And there's a reason why you want to make it detailed, and that's because you don't want to have any excuses, for one. And for 2, it allows you to literally cultivate a habit of doing that, and you don't have to ever think about what you're doing right when you wake up, because you're already going to be doing it. So I want you to do these 2 things for about 1 to 2 weeks until you feel comfortable doing them, until you get used to it. And these 2 things, if you already forgot, that's planning out your days and writing your morning routine. So now we're on to week 3. Go ahead and write week 3 and write meditate before working. If you do something out, if you do go to work, or if you do have something that you like, if you do have something that requires you to focus. If not, find something productive, proactive to do. So once you got the hang of week 1 and week 2, planning out your days and writing a morning routine, following that morning routine every day, you can start implementing meditating before going to work. And this is probably the most underrated thing ever. It's really the most underrated thing to ever do in your life, because meditating helps you with almost every aspect of your life. Your happiness, your focus, and your energy. So Iman Gadji, a multi-millionaire entrepreneur, he meditates, and he actually said that if he goes a day without meditating, he feels normal still, you don't really notice the difference. But he said after a week, he notices his happiness is down, his focus is down, his energy is down, all by like 40% or something like that. But yeah, so you may not really realize anything at first when you meditate, but after a while, I promise you will. Now, if you work from home, this is easy. You just do it before you work. And if you actually go to work, just do it before you drive to work. Set aside 10 minutes of your time. And how I started meditating was looking it up on YouTube, and also an app called Headspace, which you pay for it, but they have guided meditations, unguided meditations. It's just a really good app. Thank you guys for sponsoring this video.
That'd be dope as fuck.
Now I want to do all these consistently for 1 to 2 weeks, whatever you feel. I mean, if you feel like you're strong, if you feel like you already got the hang of everything, go ahead and go to week 4. Now I want you to write week 4, create a set time to work out. And if you don't work out, just start working out. Like, that's literally one of the greatest things you can do. You don't have to work out for a long time. Just start working out. And like Austin said earlier in this video, it will mentally prepare you and physically prepare you for whenever it's time to work out. You will actually be prepared to work out, because your brain knows that part of the day is dedicated to that. It's dedicated to working out. So all in all, if you implement all these systems in your life, you will literally be able to squeeze out productivity out of yourself, and you'll be amazed at what you can do throughout the day, because we all have so much potential that we're literally blind of, and I just want to help you guys bring it out. That's literally what I want to do, because I realized that, and I still haven't brought mine out, but along the way of me, I can help you. Some of y'all might be watching this wondering, where's our credibility? Where's the evidence for all this? Where's just, I don't know, you're probably just asking some sort of question. I don't really have anything to say about that. It's just, we implement all these in our life, and we are noticeably separate from other people, if that makes sense at all. Now, the action step that I want you to do today is to start implementing these systems. Don't just let this go to the back of your mind and leave forever. Start by planning out your day tomorrow. Right after this video, plan out your day tomorrow. Just plan out little shit you can do, and there you go. You literally started that. You started to change your life. I want you to make it simple. Write it out on a sheet of paper. That's what I do. That's literally what I do, is write my stuff on a sheet of paper. Now I transfer it over to a whiteboard, but I switch it up sometimes, whenever I feel like it. And also, right after you write it, I want you to visualize yourself doing that. I want you to visualize yourself getting up and getting that stuff done. Literally look at yourself like taking out the trash, shit like that. And I don't fucking know. And this is super important, and it'll help you so much. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And if you guys have any questions at all about anything, it doesn't even have to be regarding this, or it can be regarding this, hit us up on Instagram, @toachieveyou is right here. And just let us know whatever question you got, whatever you want to say, we got you.
I'm gonna say one thing, bro.
Love y'all, jits.
One thing to mention: knowledge is not power unless you put that knowledge to use.